Hey, it's Austin with Waking Up to Love. Listen, I know I look rough right now. I look tired. It's been a long day. I wanted to talk about something. Waking Up to Love is always said that we're all about perspective. And so I want to talk a little bit about what that perspective looks like and what it means. We do a lot of talking about it at some of our shows and in our music and whatnot, but it helps to elaborate on those kinds of things. Otherwise, it's just this like, whoa, perspective, bro. Like, we actually believe in some very specific types of things as it relates to perspective and our beliefs in Christianity and how we see the world. And I think it's fair to start discussion about those kinds of things and help you understand what we're talking about when we're talking about it, when we're singing about it. So my plan is to start these little perspective insight videos. I don't really have a name for it yet, but hopefully it'll turn into something and hopefully I'll be consistent with it. My first bit of perspective that I want to offer you guys is developing perspective. I feel like one of the most mature things that we can do, that I'm trying to learn how to do properly, is change our minds. One of the most mature things you can do in life is change your mind. In order to make a difference, in order to be a leader, in order to see fruit grow, in order to see product come out of what you're doing, you have to be able to lead. And to be able to lead, you have to have thoughts, you have to have opinions, you have to think something about something in order to have any kind of influence at all. And one of the biggest downfalls that I have experienced in my own life is when I see success in a thought process or in an opinion or in a belief, and then I latch on to that idea or that opinion and I won't let go of it because no, it works. I know that this works. I can't change my mind. But something else that I've seen that has brought so much health to how I've developed as a human, how I've developed as a young man, how I've developed as a Christian, as a leader, is when I've said, that worked then, but I have a little bit more wisdom now. I have a little bit more understanding. I understand and see things from different people's perspectives in different diverse ways. So maybe it's not as black and white as I thought it was before. Maybe there's a little bit more depth. Maybe my opinion wasn't wrong, but maybe it wasn't entirely right either. When it comes to perspective physically, when we're looking at something, nobody wants to sit and look at the same thing all the time. You don't. TV. You don't want to watch the same thing all the time. You wouldn't just watch the same movie all the time. You don't want to just sit in the same chair looking at the same thing all the time. You want to see different things. You want to experience different perspectives. I think that the same thing can be said for your emotional and mental and spiritual perspective. You don't want to just have to sit and look at the same thing. It's not going to provide anything other than what you've already seen it provide. You need to expand, you need to grow, you need to go see something new. You need to experience life in a different context. You need to get in places where you can have conversations with people that are very different from you. In all of this, the main necessity is humility. It's being humble. It's the hardest thing to do as a human because we're prideful. It's just so difficult to be humble and to show humility. But if you can humiliate yourself before something else or somebody else humiliates you, then you're doing a good job. Even now in my life, I have so many opinions and so many thoughts that I'm still trying to figure out. And from what I've learned through my own experience in life and hearing other people's experience in life, especially people who are ahead of me in life or more seasoned and older than I am, is I'm always gonna be figuring this stuff out. And if I latch on to any one idea or any one perspective, I'm just not going to see the growth that I could see. And I want to experience as much growth in this life as possible. I want to be able to go to the people I love and go to the people that my decisions and my opinions impact and say, hey, I changed my mind about this. I see it in a different light now, and I want to share that with you and hope that it will encourage you to humiliate and humble yourself and say, you know what, I can shift my perspective as well. Not to see it the way that I see it, but to shift how you see it, whatever your way of seeing it is going to be. So what I want to just say to people is, let's be patient with each other. Let's listen to each other. Let's hear each other. Let's not just listen to respond. Let's listen to listen. Let's try to hear what each person has to say from their own context. And let's be willing to shift how we see things and how we believe things and what we believe can happen in this life. And be patient with me while I figure stuff out. I might say some stupid stuff sometimes. I have. And it's just all a part of it. I'm learning and That's my perspective for the day. So hopefully that encourages somebody and challenges somebody.